Heyyy Dreamers. I don't know if you can tell, but I got a new microphone. It's a Boya lapel microphone. I'm in no way sponsored by them or anything. This is going to be a very relaxed, loosey-goosey video where I talk about my favorite movies and TV shows. Just while I kind of adjust and get used to this new microphone. It's just a filler microphone while I wait for my real binaural microphone to come in. I couldn't wait any longer. I had to toss out the old microphone. I mean, hopefully you can hear the massive increase in the audio quality. It doesn't sound like I'm talking in a tin can anymore, so that's fantastic. And so yeah, I'm just gonna test out this microphone, see what it sounds like. You won't believe it, but I got the microphone for 99 cents. The original price was like $30, and I got it super cheap because one, I'm super cheap and I don't like to spend money on something that I probably shouldn't. And what I did was, I'm once again not sponsored by any of this, it's just I love the product and overall the way I got it. But if you search on Google, there's these Amazon review sites, and basically if you promise to write an Amazon review after buying the product, they give you this discount code when you're buying it. And so yeah, it went from like $30 to 99 cents, and I'm really happy about that because I like to be a little bit stingy with my money. But yeah, so without further ado, I hope you guys enjoy the increase in audio quality. I hope it sounds great, and let's just get right into the video. So, like I said, it's going to be very relaxed. Basically, a commenter requested that I do a favorite movies and TV shows video, and with my recent uptick in subscribers, I'm not going to do a Q&A just yet, but I thought maybe a more personal video would be nice, and maybe you guys would like that. So yeah, I guess I'll start off with movies. I know many of you might not like this. Oh, and before I start, there are no spoilers in this video. At least I'll try really hard not to spoil anything, because there's a lot of TV shows and movies that I like. So once again, back into it. Many of you will not like this, but I personally don't watch that many movies. I watch a whole lot of TV shows whenever I have time, but movie-wise, I never really liked movies. I feel like there's not enough time for you to actually get to know the characters and their whole backstories, and it feels too short, and you kind of have to sit down for these 2 hours in an uncomfortable position, usually eating popcorn or food that you shouldn't be eating, and just binging like a 2 hour at a time movie. I much rather like to watch TV shows because they're basically just really long movies that you kind of watch progress, just like my videos. I started off using my phone, and already a month later I have a brand spanking new microphone and an even better microphone coming any day, and just lighting and everything's gotten better. So I like seeing that progression in the actors and in the characters. It just gives you this better connection and this better feeling. Like, I watch TV shows and movies because they give me a specific feeling, like you experience this different environment. But from a movie, I don't really get that. I find that, of course, I'll enjoy it. I have so much respect for video makers and movie makers, and so I definitely respect what they do. and I enjoy what they do. And just certain things, certain genres in movies, I'll tend to not like. Typically comedies I won't like, because once again, it's just, unless it's like some silly slapstick comedy where someone just gets hit on the head or something like that, then I'll laugh. But it typically, because there's not too much of a background to the person, I find it hard. Well, not hard, like I'll laugh, but like it's a shallow kind of laugh, like haha, rather than a wholehearted laughing with your friends kind of feeling. So yeah, that's why I like TV shows so much and why I have an obsession with them. I guess I'll tell you some of the movies I like. Typically, I do like movies that make me think. So very kind of in-depth, confusing movies. There's a new movie that just came out. It's Now You See Me 2. I haven't seen it yet, but I saw Now You See Me 1 a few years back, and I absolutely loved it. It's, of course, a movie that makes you think a lot. And I love the main actor. What's his name? Jesse. How am I forgetting this now? He's like my favorite actor. I'm really bad with names. Jesse. I want to say Heisenberg, but it's not Breaking Bad. Oh man, he's in a lot of stuff like Zombieland and stuff like that. Whatever, but he's just a fantastic actor, so I love everything he's in. But yeah, it was a good movie. It just makes you think. You kind of sit down and you're immersed in the video, in the movie, and it's very enjoyable. Another movie that I absolutely loved as a kid and still watch from time to time now. Yes, I've watched it many, many times. I lost count because I did count at one time, but it's well over 30 times. And it's a movie called Surf's Up. It's a cartoon movie. And I believe it came out like 2009, 2008. So I've been watching it for a while. And I don't know what it is about it. Just the whole atmosphere, the surfing. It's basically a movie, if you haven't seen it, about this penguin that wants to be a professional surfer. And, you know, they're all these cartoon animals. And they're all these really cool surfers. And I guess because I like to skateboard and longboard and I've always wanted to surf, the movie resonates with me. Overall, the acting's fantastic. I love the characters. They're very, very relatable and real. And so yeah, what other movies do I like? Typically, smaller production movies. I guess they're called indie movies, just because you can really tell, not that it's an amateur movie, but when someone who's like, when you find a producer and a cinematographer who are all relatively new, they work that much harder to make their video better and make it kind of pop amongst the other ones. Because let's be honest, some movies that have a ridiculously high budget just shouldn't exist. I mean, there are some Transformers movies that are simply not the best and costed them way too much money. And then there's indie movies which cost in the excuse me, that cost in the low thousand area, and they make absolutely beautiful movies. And of course, there's so many choices and so many stories. And yeah, I feel like they're better, even though there's less money put into them and there's worse actors and all that stuff. You can just see these worse actors putting in 1,000%. Like, they've trained so hard for this. This is the one movie they're focusing on, and it just overall comes out better. And most of the time, the directors are younger people, so I guess that resonates with me too. And so yeah, I love those. But I feel like I've already talked about movies way longer than I thought I would. And so now I'll tell you a little bit about TV shows. There are honestly so many. Even now, as I was talking, I brought up Breaking Bad, and that wasn't even one I was going to that's not even one I was going to talk about. Breaking Bad's like my third favorite movie of all time, or TV show. I mean, it does change a lot as new TV shows come out, and as I watch newer TV shows, I tend to forget about the older ones. Excuse me. Like Rick and Morty hasn't been out for a while, but that was my absolute favorite. Then there was Sunny in Philadelphia. It's a older one. It's been out for like 10 years, but I recently got back into it, and I've been binge watching like every single episode. I have to say, the first few seasons, so the first 2 seasons, they're pretty poorly done. You can tell the actors are just starting to get to know themselves and really who they're supposed to be like. So if you want to get into Sunny in Philadelphia, just start from season 3. You will not be disappointed. I love the characters personally. Charlie is the absolute best. If you guys watch the TV show as kids, Pinky and the Brain, I don't know if you did, but basically it's about 2 rats, and one is the genius and one's the goofy idiot. Charlie in Sunny in Philadelphia is like that goofy idiot, but he has his very intellectual moments, like these moments where you consider, is he actually a genius? Like, is Charlie a genius? And I absolutely love it. Like the newer episode I watched, once again, I love this TV show for so many things. Like its filming. The latest episode I just watched yesterday, it was one continuous shot. And so they just turned on the camera, planned everything for like 20 minutes straight, and just had one continuous recording. And it was so well done. And Charlie was just kind of demonstrated as this very hardworking and passionate person who like was on the ball. And yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. I love Charlie as a character mainly. I think Frank is fantastic too. The short, kind of stubby guy who's like in his 50s. I forget his name now, his like actor's name, but he's a fantastic actor. He does a great job. All of them do a great job. And I just love the whole bunch of them. It's a very it's a nice comedy with a little bit of humor for adults, but it doesn't go too far. Like there's the TV show The League. I really got into it. It's about fantasy football, and there's a lot of comedy to it. And I'm a very liberal person. I find there's nothing to be wrong with nudity and stuff. There's a little bit too much excessive nudity where like I can't even watch it at home when someone's here, because there will be like random moaning noises and stuff like that. So yeah, so Sunny's like that perfect fit right in the middle. And recently, if you don't know yet, Mr. Robot, the TV show, is back. It's a very niche TV show because not many people really care about the whole hacking environment. But overall, like, the characters are fantastic. The TV show blew up. I think it's just because of the way it's filmed and because the actors, they do a very good job. I don't really understand why people would like the topic so much, but apparently people do. It's kind of like that, like take down the big guy, and just, I don't know, it's a really interesting TV show that once again takes on a different look and has that indie feel, but they have a very big budget, so it has that indie with a ton of money to give it that effects and just the proper filming and color correction and all that stuff that TV shows and movies really need. Third, or whatever TV show I already told you about, man, I could honestly sit here all day and talk to you guys about TV shows and movies, and I'm really trying not to like dodge from left to right, different topic here. I don't have ADD, but it really feels like I do when I talk about this kind of stuff. But my next TV show that I really loved, and there was only 2 seasons for this. You've probably never heard of it. I actually made a presentation of this in school, and a lot of people got into it too. But it's a TV show called Utopia. It's from the UK, and it's basically about these scientists who want to cut down the population by giving mass distributing this kind of bacteria / virus that will prevent you from having offspring, and it only works on like 95% of the population, so the 5% survives, and so you basically cut down the population, and that's the huge goal on the TV show of the bad guys. And then there's our lovable group that are fighting against that and don't want it to happen. And I'm giving it no justice by talking about it right now. Please check out the trailer. You'll see instantly that the filming is phenomenal. I've never seen anything filmed so well. It's like, it doesn't go over the top with their shots. You know how some like TV shows and movies, they'll really force these really crazy angles and shots and cutscenes? But the true art of making a movie or a TV show is knowing when to use those big shots, when to cut in between scenes. Just by mashing on a ton of clips, you really take away from it rather than give. And so Utopia found that perfect, absolute perfect balance between high quality filming and when to use it, when to do everything. Their color correction's fantastic too, and it's a great TV show. It does only have 2 seasons, and it hasn't ran in 2 years. It doesn't look like it's coming back, so that's the crummy part. But it did look like it was going downhill, so maybe it was a good choice by the producers. But yeah, it's just overall fantastic. If you have a weekend that you're really bored with, just sit down, binge watch a little bit of it, or at least watch the trailer. It's fantastic. What's a TV show that I loved when I was a bit younger? It was How I Met Your Mother. I know you guys have watched it. Everyone's watched How I Met Your Mother. That was a fantastic TV show. Once again, it's done and over with, and that sucks. And definitely the last season was terrible. I don't want to say terrible because I'm following the bandwagon, but it clearly wasn't as good as everything else. Did they get a different director? What happened there? It's just so different, and it just doesn't feel like How I Met Your Mother. But overall, fantastic TV show. I've watched with my family and friends. We've all sat down and watched the entire series. It is fantastic and so enjoyable to watch. I think I just love these kind of close group TV shows where it's just a few friends just doing their thing, their wacky thing. I absolutely love that, and How I Met Your Mother just does a great job at that. Another TV show that I watched a month or 2 ago that I got really into was The Last Ship, and it's basically a post-apocalyptic TV show where there's a ship, an army vessel, the Navy, that went out to sea for a few months, and when they came back, the rest of the world, or the rest of the population, had basically died from this virus that's taking over. And it was very, very good. The first 2 seasons were fantastic. I think it's on like season number 5 now, but I kind of stopped watching after season 2. I started season 3, and it's just, I mean, it's not their fault in any way. You just can't continue to keep making the same kind of video over and over. Like it's like The Walking Dead. Somehow they manage to continually keep their immunity up. And I don't want to spoil it, but I have to. In The Last Ship, it's not a big spoiler. It's definitely not the Explorer. In the last ship, they find a cure very early in the TV show. It's like season 1 or season 2. And after the cure, it's just, it's different. You know, they're no longer trying to survive a plague, and they're like, it took a different course. So yeah, it looks like I'm already over 20 minutes. So I'll just quickly talk about a few more TV shows, and I don't know, I feel like making like some sounds with the new microphone. So at the end I might do that. I don't even know. Once again, this is a very relaxed video. If you're just finding my channel now, I'm sorry. Please check out my other videos. They're pretty good, I think. The next TV show is Community. Another TV show that was cut off, and it had a lot of wobbly and tipping points, but I grew up with this TV show. I watched it since it came out, since season 1. If you haven't seen it, check out the trailer, 100%. Season 1, fantastic. Season 2, fantastic. Season 3, fantastic. Season 4, not so much. Season 5, a little bit better. And then season 6, garbage. Garbage, garbage, garbage. I do not want to watch it. It was terrible. There's a lot of reasons why it was terrible. They changed directors a lot. Dan Harmon, who makes Rick and Morty, excuse me again, he went on to make Rick and Morty, and he didn't really like making Community too much. There was some issues with the actors. Like 3 of the main actors of the 6 left by season 5. So yeah, it started to fall off, and it was, even though it did end a little bit sooner than I was hoping, it still has 3 fantastic seasons that were very well done, very, just, once again, a lovable group of misfits. As Community, so community college, it's just a bunch of people who met up in community college and have a ton of great experiences, and it's just great. And lastly, to finish up, I'd say Rick and Morty. I absolutely fell in love with it. Once again, I haven't seen it in a while, so it's starting to fade, but I know that it will always have a place in my heart. It's a fantastic TV show. I don't know how they do the drawings so well and just keep them going. I mean, I guess that's why they're taking a longer break now, just to, you know, do their editing, do their drawing, all that stuff. But it is a fantastic, fantastic TV show. It's basically Doc and Marty, the Back to the Future movie, a spin-off on that in a very adult humor kind of way, and I absolutely love it. It's funny, it's about time travel, it's so sciencey. I love a ton of sciencey stuff, and it's everything I kind of want in a TV show. I feel like if it was a regular actor who was doing it, it would be terrible, but because it's cartoons and because of the whole sci-fi and just wackiness of it all, the cartoons work so well, and overall the cartoon design and everything's fantastic. So that is my ramble about favorite TV shows and movies. I'm hoping nobody who isn't subscribed finds this video, because it's a very relaxed video just for my subscribers, so I can play around with the microphone, see if I'm going to position it. I tried hanging it from the roof, but it was too far away, and then I tried moving it too close, and it worked pretty well. Like, when I'm closer, as you can see, it's working pretty well. It doesn't have any harsh P sounds, stuff like that. The microphone works very, very well. But I find that it's working pretty well from this distance, and so yeah. Do you mind if for the finishing I make some random sounds? Yeah, okay. Thank you for watching the video. Now I will make some random ASMR sounds. I'm not even sure which ones I want to do yet. I'll start off with ska ska ska, and because I'm just testing this, I'm hoping it's not too loud, but let's just do it. Ska 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 ska. you're the best. Let's try tapping. Alright, that is all for now. I hope you enjoyed this little video. I hope it was relaxing to a point, and I hope you got to know a little bit more about me on a personal level. So thank you so much for watching. And yeah, I'll just see you guys tomorrow. New videos every single day. That's a promise, okay? Work is not going to slow me down. Nothing's going to slow me down. I'm going to keep responding to your lovely comments, and I'm going to keep making videos, because that's what I love to do.